Hey, what's going on, everybody? We have a huge game here today. The Miami Hurricanes and North Carolina Tar Heels using the real rosters for the 2020-21 season. Huge game coming up for both teams. I will get to all the matchups as we play this game out. And yes, I am playing the game. I've got the real rosters. I've got some good settings going on. And you guys know, if you watched this before, I like playing this pregame, the layup line, so I can get some shots off here and see if I can get some dunks. It's great seeing the crowd. Unfortunately, it will not be a big crowd with the restrictions and limitations, but we're going to get to this big game and the starting lineup as well. But first, hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And the starting lineups that I went with both teams were the ones that they used last game. North Carolina has mixed up their starting lineup in recent games with different guys, and I'll get to that. And then Miami, it's pretty much the same guys, but the biggest thing to watch for is Elijah Oliniyi still starting over Cam McGusty. So I wanted to get it started with Matt Cross three-pointer. Okay, there's Elijah right there. Got that bucket down low. And I want to back off and just play a straight man-to-man defense. Don't want to do a lot of pressing against North Carolina here. So that'll be the big thing to watch for with Miami. With McGusty, he came back after a hamstring injury, played last game. Coach actually said he was going to do a light practice, not do much at all the day before the game, as they want to make sure that he's going to be okay for this game. They definitely need him. I thought he provided some good things against Clemson. Okay, so here we go. We got missing a couple threes. Let's see if we can get a bucket here for Isaiah. There we go. Isaiah Wong's been Miami's leading scorer, one of the top scorers in the ACC so far this season. But McGusty, I think, is going to provide, some things on both ends of the court when he gets in there, whether it's off the bench or if he starts. Okay, there we go. There's Beverly. So good start for the Hurricanes. Got these guys out in transition. Caleb Love there. Caleb Love, five-star point guard for North Carolina. He's gotten off to a really slow start, really struggling to shoot the ball. He's still attempting shots, and it's not just three-point shooting. He's struggling just connecting on all of his shots. And that might be a way, if he continues to still struggle against Miami, that could play into their hands. And there's Leaky Black. That mid-range jumper. Leaky's the guy that's not provided a lot of offensive output for the Tar Heels either, but I think both those guys, with Caleb and Leaky, both those guys certainly have the capability of scoring. Leaky's been certainly hit or miss throughout his career, but there's times recently where he's knocked down that mid-range jumper. Okay, this is a terrible pass. I'm off to a good start, but man, some of these passes have not been good by me here. So much to get to with North Carolina. That's a big name to watch for in the game. Sharpe, another freshman, who was really productive off the bench, and then they moved him into the starting lineup, and he had a monster game last game. So North Carolina's got, with their big men here, let's see if I can run a play here. North Carolina's big men, that's a matchup to watch with Baycott, Garrison Brooks. Even with Walker Kessler, they get him in a little bit on his minutes, but Miami doesn't play. They don't have two guys down low with a lot of strength to defend the big guys in North Carolina. And I think that's going to be interesting to see how it works out. Even Nysier Brooks, nice putback. If Nysier can give them anything on offense, it's certainly a big benefit. We're off to a good start. Definitely hit the like button and be sure to comment below what you think some of the keys of the game will be. Okay, that's a key to the game. Do not turn the ball over. Throwing the ball mid-court like that. But Matt Cross, I still expect him to start, but he's more of a stretch four. This is going to be a huge challenge for him. But even Anthony Walker off the bench, Dane Gack, if they want to go that route. If you watched last game, Miami went small quite a bit with Timberlake, even at the 5 at times off the bench. So they went really small, and they're just not going to have that luxury against North Carolina. Although it was interesting, Elijah on his interview session, he actually said it's going to be a matchup. North Carolina's, if they go big, they're going to have to match up to Miami, and I find that interesting. Okay, I'm terrible at inbound passes. Get a finish with Timberlake. There we go. Rolls it in. Rolls a left-handed player, but I went up with that right-sided layup. It's another three by Caleb Love. That misses. Good rebound. That defensive rebounding is huge with a team that's big like this. Oh, nice. Nice by Brooks. Off to a great start. This would be phenomenal. Man, it's crazy seeing the crowd into this game. And you guys remember some of the big-time matchups Miami's had with North Carolina in recent years in Coral Gables. Going back to Sharpe at the free throw line, he's a guy that is really good at the low post, finishes around the rim. And that's why it'll be a challenge. So with Miami, they could go with Dane Gack, who's their tallest player outside of Brooks. They're about the same height. And then Anthony Walker, and that's pretty much their guys. And okay, a little sloppy here with Beverly. Earl with a nice play. And the announcer's calling his name. We got to have the real names in this game. Got to make sure I lock up on defense. And one of the things Miami's going to have to pay attention to with these guards, there's Love hitting a jumper. Just because their percentages aren't good, and even R.J. Davis off the bench doesn't have the great percentages from shooting the ball. Certainly more than capable. If you saw him in high school, put up a lot of points in New York. I think he's got a really bright future for them. And he's shown it in bursts, but from a scouting report perspective, when you face North Carolina, I don't think you can just assume some of these guys aren't capable of making shots just because their percentages are low. Almost, I think you could fall into having a false sense of security. And I know Elijah mentioned that too. He actually thinks, and this is his first matchup against North Carolina in his career, transfer from Stony Brook, and he actually said he feels like the veteran presence of Miami's guards will be able to, have the advantage, essentially, is what he said. You can check out the article on InsideTheU that I wrote about Elijah. But these guys North Carolina's guards are all certainly able to make shots. You got to keep an eye on Playtech as well, whether he starts or comes off the bench. Playtech and Kerwin Walton are the guys that you're looking to maybe shoot some threes. Puff Johnson's in the mix too, but North Carolina is similar to Miami in the sense coming into this year, three-point shooting was a huge issue, a huge concern. There's a nice jumper by McGusty. McGusty's presence gives Miami a three-point shooter that they need. But I think three-point shooting will be one to watch for in this game. There's the matchups with how the guards will play both teams. Certainly the front court, if Miami can defend North Carolina well enough. But keep an eye on the three-point shooting. If one of these teams is able to get it going, unlike they've shown in the past, I think that can give them a lot of confidence. So we got Beverly running point. Let's see if we can get a finish by Isaiah. Oh, that's my bad. I got to go cross over there when he gets to the lane. Try to penetrate and try to finish on a layup with Isaiah. That's where he's at his best. He also likes to get to the free throw line. And I fouled here with Isaiah. Just his first foul. So the reason why you're not seeing Chris Likes in this game is because he's been out with an injury. Coach Larinaga mentioned that he hasn't done anything or practice. He's not expecting him to play against North Carolina. Certainly just knowing Chris, he would certainly like to play in this game. He scored 27 and 20 against him last year. And he's just always one of those guys that likes to rise to the occasion against good teams, high-profile teams. Okay, here we go. We got to finish with this. There we go. Nice left-handed fundamental layup by Elijah there. So certainly Chris could play, but you're just not expecting him to. And I think it's such a big deal that he's not playing, in the sense I think it really hurts the team. Sprained his ankle, fell on a opponent's foot, shooting a three-pointer a month ago, and just hasn't played. Has missed a bunch of games. So I definitely think Miami's better with Chris in the lineup. Okay, nice little 15-footer by Dengak. So I'm expecting Miami to go to man. I think with North Carolina, just kind of thinking about them, they always try to push the tempo. They like that secondary break. It's been a staple of Coach Roy Williams' teams. And I think if you're looking at Miami when they're playing North Carolina is still trying to figure out who their 5 guys are, their rotations. And I think if you're Miami, what a terrible play by me. Okay, I'm kind of slowing down a little bit. We got the big lead. Now it's 25-14. I think I'm kind of letting off the gas pedal a little bit. There's a Walton 3-pointer. Good rebound. The defensive rebounding is big. And Miami's guards, I think that's where they might be able to have a chance to have an advantage as well. McGusty. We got Elijah. And then also Harlan Beverly's rebound the ball really well. And I think Isaiah Wong's capable too. So I think looking for the guards to get some rebounds. Kind of help out. And with that, if Miami's crashing the boards on defensive boards, you might not see as many runouts. If they're if they're crashing the boards quite a bit on the defensive end, which I think is where they need to. Man, I did not time those well. I think that's what they need to do. I don't think they need to worry about trying to get out and run. I think they need to definitely crash the boards with their guys because you don't want to give up offensive rebounds. Give North Carolina more opportunities in the lane. There's a nice block by Playtech. Okay, we got to run. We'll run here, though. I missed a shot there. Beverly's been picking up his shooting the last couple games, but still just not. He's one of those. Oh, my goodness. Nice crafty move by R.J. Davis. He's a smaller guard, but, man, that was a nice move by him. Okay, misses a shot there. Kind of goes right under the defense. Okay, those are a couple of poor possessions by me right there. Trying to go mid-range jumper by Beverly. And he set that up, run some plays. Oh, that's a nice left-handed finish there by Sharpe. So one of the things Miami was doing last game with their small lineup, things that I noticed were they were doing a really good job. They definitely wanted. Okay, I'm trying to call a play. Yeah, they wanted me to go back up top, but I shook that off and go down low. It reminds me of a time I remember years ago when Frank Haith was the coach. It's just a funny story I remember. I knew a guy that played against Miami, and we talked after the game. I kind of got his perspective about the game, and he mentioned how Miami a lot of times weren't running the plays that were called. And then he remembers one time that Haith called a play from the bench, and guard yelled over like F that, we're running twist, you just thought it was funny that they were just kind of doing their own thing. So that's exactly what I did on that play. Had a play call to go back up to the perimeter, swing it around. I just got to go down low. So sometimes you got to make your own decisions out there. Certainly we want to run some things. Anyways, what I was saying was Miami did a really good job. It seemed like last game they were really trying to penetrate the lane. That was a focal point of their offense. And they really want to get to the lane and then look for either kicking out the threes or looking for teammates cutting. Man, I cannot time those free throws by Elijah. So that'll be interesting to see if Miami's still going to try to do that with the front court that North Carolina has. It's different than what Clemson has. But I certainly think they feel like they can take guards off the dribble. And I think maybe if they can free up some shooters, I think that's something that they like to do here. Okay, so we got to finish strong here. So we got 11-point lead, 121 left. I'm going to put Earl at the point. Let me make sure I get this locked in. Just kind of making some moves here right before halftime. Again, the 11-point lead. Earl can run point a little bit. I think it's better in the half-court offense, but I think what will be key if Earl does do this, bring the ball up and that kind of thing, is who's guarding him. If they have a really good defender on him, I think maybe that they won't have him bring the ball up, but they certainly feel comfortable in having him run a point guard spot in a half-court offense. And I think with that, I think North Carolina, I think even with Beverly at the point, I think North Carolina, if they just, let's see if we can run a play here. We're looking for a shooting guard, like a spot up here. Okay. Let's try this again. There we go. I was trying that lob. I saw Elijah was open. I was trying to lob that in there. Got a bucket. Good finish by him. And if you haven't seen him play much this year, Elijah's kind of that all-around guard that can score, but he kind of does a lot of, kind of well-rounded player. He can rebound, get steals, even block some shots, knock down some threes. Has good size at 6'5", so just kind of an all-around player. Man, Playtech just took Timberlake. Okay, we got time, but let's run it. Let's get a finish here. Ooh. Foul by Sharpe. Wong going to the line. That's what he does. He likes to get to the free throw line. Perfect release. And I miss, of course. I mean, it's just, it makes sense because I was getting some bad releases with Elijah and they were going in, so I guess it's only fair. There's an okay release. Got to make our free throws here. Miami at times falls in the trap of not shooting from the free throw line very well. Okay, this is what we don't want. We don't want the double. Okay, see, now we're turning the ball over. They had the pressure on Timberlake. It's exactly what I was just talking about. They might wind this down. Playtech just dribbling the ball out. Yeah, we'll see if we can take it from them. Yeah, there we go. Nice steal by Elijah. Let's run. We got 10 seconds. Let's go. Nice. What a huge momentum play. We got a chance for a three-point play on that transition. That was a terrible possession by North Carolina. And then a terrible shot by me. Okay, 10 seconds left. Let's see if we can hold them here. Got this 15-point lead. Okay. Oh my goodness. That's okay. Good first half by Miami. We did a good job of taking advantage of getting off to that early lead and kind of maintaining it. Got the band going. Shooting 60%. Missed those 2 threes by Matt Cross, and I have not attempted a 3 since. I definitely would like to do that more, but I think one thing that Miami does in their games is sometimes they kind of stick to that three-point shot a little too much, even if they're not hitting, and I think it's kind of cost them in games because they have not shot at a good percent. So Elijah's leading the way with 13 points. You see here Isaiah 7, solid. Brooks with 5. We don't need to make any adjustments, but it's always a fun thing to do in this game. And if you guys haven't played this game yet, I highly recommend it. It's I'm just doing the exhibition games, but the legacy mode is fantastic. And these updated rosters are nice too. Man, that's tough. Good defense by Brooks, but Sharpe just was able to get that offensive putback. One guy I haven't talked about much is Garrison Brooks, preseason ACC Player of the Year. Okay, another. I got to quit shooting threes with Cross. Okay, nice. There we go. Nice putback and steal. So Brooks is a guy that's been interesting for North Carolina. Had a good season last year in terms of his numbers. Obviously, North Carolina had the disappointing season, but he comes back. You're expecting him to kind of take over, be the primary focal point on offense, and he just hasn't gotten into a good groove with his production. And I am terrible, man. Maybe this will be something to watch for. If North Carolina presses, is Miami going to be able to handle that? Because I am really struggling with turnovers in the backcourt. But Brooks goes to the bench and comes off the bench to see if they can kind of get him going there and mix up the starting lineup. There's a nice jumper by Timberlake. You don't see too many of those, but he can knock it down. Pulling up right there on the defender, drew the foul and the perfect release, so that's good to see. But I want to get back to the original starting five. And I asked Coach Larinaga about about North Carolina switching their starting lineups, and he just said, basically just kind of said that they have plenty of talent. He said it must be nice to bring the ACC preseason player of the year off the bench, to have that kind of talent. So certainly North Carolina has talent, but they're not clicking right now. I'm talking a lot about what North Carolina, how they're not clicking. Look, I think it goes without saying, but, maybe I should say it. Miami's struggling too. Miami hasn't won a conference game yet coming into this game. They get McGusty back. They're still trying to fit him in. Elijah's played half the games, so trying to decide how he fits in as well. And now you just bring Earl Timberlake. So they've had some guys in and out of the lineup is my point. And I think they're still trying to find themselves without question as well. And I cannot keep turning the ball over like this. Beverly's running the point, but he's not I don't think he's that true point guard. And then he gets a foul here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 12-point lead. I was hoping to get off to a strong start like I did to begin the game, but that's not happening. But, Isaiah Wong's able to bring up the ball as well. I think the thing with Isaiah, I think the biggest thing about him is he's at his best when he's attacking the basket, looking for his own shot. There we go. Oh my goodness. I thought I was doing a good job running the play, but Isaiah's defender drew right to when I was trying to shoot with Beverly. So it's a guarded shot. Again, Beverly's not at his best when he's shooting those mid-range jumpers. He's good at driving to the basket. Getting in transit. There we go. Let's go to the basket. Oh, man. Just missed it. I think this is another game for Brooks to really show that he's, that he can really lead this team down low, because like I said, they've got a little bit of mismatch issue in the front court, and Brooks is a guy that, these are the matchups he's been looking forward to. Once again, he said before the season he wanted to be the defensive player of the year in the conference. Nice three-pointer by Elijah. Those spot-up threes are what I need to be doing. Nice. Back up by 13. But Brooks wanted these kind of matchups, and this is exactly why you're glad to have him. So he's got to play well in this game, I think, for Miami to have a shot. I know it's a lot of pressure on him, given the guys he'll have to guard, but I think the rebounds for him, if he's able to block some shots, I think those things will be key. And certainly just pay attention to North Carolina's shooting percentages down low. If he's able to alter some shots, even if he's not able to block them. There we go. Good defensive rebound by Anthony Walker. That was... I had a nice crossover with Isaiah. I was almost surprised it worked as well as it did, and then I was late to react to get that jumper off. Oh my goodness. That's like 20 turnovers right now. Oh my goodness. I can't even pass. Now it's a 9-point game. Trying to shake loose again with Isaiah, but their defense is too good right now. See if I can shake with Earl. I thought I'd have a little more separation when I decided to shoot that.
North Carolina is shooting itself in the foot with all the turnovers. Tracy has something for us.
The Tar Heels coach looked downright disgusted after that last turnover.
There we go. That's good defense down low.
He yelled 3 simple words at his guys on the floor. Protect the ball.
All right, Tracy. Timberlake.
It's hard. I think I got to get these guys going to the basket a little bit.
Number 23.
There's a nice finish by McGusty. I'm trying to go to the basket and kind of finish at the rim a little bit more than these mid-range jumpers, because I feel like the pressure is picked up by North Carolina. Good steal. Okay, we got to finish this.
By Walker. Picked him clean.
Nice dunk on Caleb Love. Although I'd like to see it. I should have tried to hammer that one with the one-handed dunk. And just real quick, just a reminder, I had an article on InsideTheU. There's a big-time transfer Miami is looking at. You got to check out the article. It's for VIP subscribers. Oh, my goodness. I'm trying to get Earl to cut and then pass it, but definitely check the site out. There's a big-time transfer Miami's interested in. I think they definitely have a shot at getting him. I think it would be certainly a welcomed addition to the team. A very good player. He's a guy that I've watched play a few times last year. Again, trying to run an offense here. That's wide open. Oh, my goodness. Trying to do better on the half-court offense. Got an open jumper by Isaiah.
Oh, you can't come across the body like that. That is a textbook reach. Number 3 brings it up the floor.
I don't know. We'll take that. Okay, let's finish. Timberlake. Ooh, almost. You know, Earl's a guy that I think that's done well in his first 4 games. Defending, rebounding. I think he's great when he's going to his left to finish at the basket. When he's looking to score like that. And, you know, his jumper, you know, it looks like he's got a little hitch in it. But he is shooting them, and he does want it to be a part of his game. And he is able to hit it. I know he knocked down a baseline 3 last game, which is good to see. As they draw on the foul once again on jumpers.
He makes the first. The Tar Heels are going to shake things up a little bit with some subs.
The good thing about Isaiah too, and the fact that he does want to get to the free throw line, he shoots at a really good percent. So that's great to see. It's a part of his game. He was like that in high school. I remember watching him play. He really was keen on driving to the basket, drawing fouls. I think he's done a good job this season. I mean, he's really picked up where he left off last year, but I think he's even taken a step from what he was doing last year. He just always feels like he's playing hard, really in attack mode all the time.
Getting set to inbound the ball. Both teams are making substitutions. North Carolina wants more experience out on the floor, and they're bringing on the seniors.
And his scoring has certainly been a huge help for Miami because they definitely need scoring with the guys they've been putting out there each game, kind of in and out of the lineup. He's also had to play a lot of minutes.
Gets the three-pointer to go. He's 1 for 2 from deep.
Partly with other guys out, but even like Beverly's been playing minutes, but Beverly's been dealing with a little bit of a back issue.
Dangerous pass.
Kind of playing through it. So just the importance of Isaiah to the team.
From the baseline, gets the rebound.
Okay, tough miss by McGusty there, that little 12-footer, but then I was able to get cross on the offensive board and then finish with the right hand, so that's good to see. 11-point lead. We got 3 minutes to go. I want to give this lineup a little late there. Nice play by Walton.
Offensive showcase for both these
Thought he was definitely going to shoot a 3.
but it's retrieved by number 4. Slows it up.
But I kind of want to get the starters back in.
He can't get the first.
Kind of want to get the starter. I'm kind of thinking about McGusty over Elijah, even though Elijah's played a good game. I'm also thinking about Timberlake over Cross down the stretch. I think he's a little bit better of a rebounder. I cannot time the free throws with Elijah. I'm obviously not getting it right, but he must be a good shooter to be able to withstand my timing issues.
Brings it up court. Feeds right wing.
Talked about Caleb Love like struggling to shoot the ball. The one thing he does really well, he's got good size at the position.
Shoots it.
Misses a jumper there, but he can go to the basket and finish there. He's also a guy that can has a good handle and will be looking for his teammates.
Number 4.
And I think if you were to ask most North Carolina fans, they're thinking, you know,
Top of the key.
he's going to get it going at some point.
Buries the triple. They're up 62 to 49.
Okay, nice sequence by McGusty. Let's see if we can get going. Guys are in a good momentum. Timberlake, oh my goodness. Trying to get that crafty left-handed finish. A good steal by McGusty after the three-pointer. Okay, so we got a 13-point lead. So we got Harris at the line. He hasn't played North Carolina, but they got him in here. Putting Davis back in. Davis is going to be a guy, if you guys haven't seen him, definitely check him out. Some of the things he was able to do in high school. Really exciting player. He's gotten good experience this year. And another one of those guys like Love, where you just feel like at any point he has the potential to turn the corner and really have productive games. Definitely don't want to leave him open for three. I feel like if we make our free throws down the stretch, we should be okay. Definitely appreciate everybody for stopping by, watching this, talking about the game. I want to, definitely drop in the comments. I want to hear what you guys think about this game against the Tar Heels. If you're a North Carolina fan, definitely appreciate you for stopping by. Kind of curious what your thoughts are on your team. Maybe some of the keys that you see.
Skips it to the left. Number 5 backs him down. That last 13-footer.
So Sharpe's up to 14 points. Definitely going to be a key for Miami in the game. And turnovers. We definitely have to limit those. There we go. Matt Cross, wide open. We get a dunk here. Nice little one-handed dunk. Going with the left hand there.
The Tar Heels with some abysmal stats.
Just a couple minutes left here.
Dumps it down low.
Nice play by Nasir Brooks. That's definitely huge. That's what you want to see from him. Okay, here we go. Man, my turnovers have been too many in this game.
Picked up by North Carolina. Flips it in for 2.
Miami's coming off a game against Clemson where they had 16 turnovers and 17 assists, and Coach Larinaga said that was too many. Yeah, I got to call timeout. I was trying to switch there, kind of do a substitution on the fly, but get a couple guys in here down the stretch. Just call timeout instead, make these subs. Not too much of a delay. I like to sub in the middle of the game so you guys don't have to wait too much to watch it here. Okay, so here, up 11. So we got to play smart down the stretch.
Beverly gets it left wing.
And I know it's such a subtle point with this 2K game. Man, I love these. Oh,
Uses the crossover. Puts it up.
nice finish. But I had him again on the crossover. I didn't realize I was going to create that much space. Next time I play, I definitely got to pay attention. If I want to go crossover, create space, and I want to drive to the basket there. But nice little pull-up jumper that rattles in. But what I was going to say is, it's such a small thing in this game. What? These are terrible. But I really like the bounce pass feature in this game. Once again, I know it's so small of a thing, such a small feature, but I think that's what this game brings. There's just so many things like that. Like I said, I love the layup line where you can control the shooters before the game.
It's tipped, and it's gathered up by Timberlake. The D was really waiting for him there.
Oh man, I'm trying for an alley-oop there, a big time lob. It didn't work out. We got this lead.
Come off the floor.
A lot of time left, but if you guys have been watching college basketball this season, you've seen 7-8 point leads under a minute just evaporate. Whether a team hits a three, miss some free throws, turnovers. So it definitely can happen. I got to be aware of that, but I was playing a little too confident, I guess. But
Feeds it to the wing.
I definitely want to get another bucket here.
Wong dumps it off. The crossover.
Timberlake, come on. There we go. He was just short on the first attempt. That was good. He was ready. I was able to get that put back.
He is really struggling. Sharpe. Bounces it to the perimeter.
8 seconds left. Can I get one last bucket? Oh my goodness, get blocked right at the end. So there it was, Miami. We got that win, 70-57. Did a good job there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Enjoyed talking about the game. Once again, I want to see your guys' comments below. What you think of the game, matchups, keys to the game, all those kind of things as we talk about this. And definitely check the website. We're going to do a live game thread where we can chat during the game as we watch it. We do this every week, every game, you know. So it's a good way to talk about the game. So definitely tune in to the game. Elijah with that player of the game. Okay, so the game-changing performance is a free throw. I don't know about that, but they said we went on a big run after this, so evidently this free throw by Isaiah Wong was the kicker, so definitely good to see. Man, I cannot get over the crowd. Like, it's just great seeing a college basketball arena packed, but obviously that can't happen right now. When I look at the stats, I want to show you guys the box score. Sometimes I don't do this, but I kind of forget, but I definitely want to do it now. Show you both teams. Yeah, Elijah was 17, Isaiah 13. Okay, Timberlake 10 off the bench, solid. I like those numbers. You know, Brooks made all 4 of his shot attempts, so that's good. I feel like it was a good all-around performance. And then, yeah, down low. We talked about it with Sharpe and Baycott, just down low in double figures. Love had the tough shooting night. So yeah, just some things to watch for. We had the good first half and able to kind of maintain it. So definitely want to thank everybody for watching. Once again, thank you for subscribing. You can check out the Miami Hurricanes on InsideTheU.com. You can follow them on Twitter at InsideTheU. Thanks again and take care.